Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Friday, August the 18th, the year's 2023. Let's talk trading. Weekly wrap up. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. If you hear me chuckling, it's only because I did a bonehead move. Oh man. Anyway, risk management. Never lose more than you're willing to lose on any one single trade. Okay, let's take a look at the month real quick here. We're 93 pips below the monthly open, and you can see we're almost like in the middle of that previous month's candle body. We look at the weekly, all gaps have filled. We're 49 pips above the open, which is kind of interesting because we're about twice as many pips below the monthly open, or a little less than twice as much, I should say. You can see here we're above that weekly pivot by 13 pips. And that was a very interesting area today. And if you notice, we're right here on the outside edge of the opening range for the month. You can see we've poked in there 3 times today, or 3 times this week. We've actually been inside the opening range for the week on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So you can see and notice that weekly open, we actually poked through it and then above it today. Up 49 pips at the moment. For the year, 651 pips above the yearly open, 938 off the low and 401 off the high. And the fib retrace on the month is at the 55% level. That's the current month. Inside bar, notice we dropped below that inside bar at 27.11. We're now back in that inside the inside bar. Yesterday, we went through both sides of it. The range today is only 77 pips. 3 pairs are over 100. So the pound is definitely off on the range, way off. And that's barely enough to do the rat zone. You can see we're barely below that daily open here. Notice though, a few hours ago we hit that daily open, went above it, and then came down below it. See, we made some money here at the short zone. And I mentioned the rats. The green rats feasted. The red rats feasted. Now everybody should be fat and happy. Let's see. We're looking at the pivot. Bambino flex indicator indicated a long. Daily open was above the pivot point, so the bias near the pivot was a long, and bias near S1 was long. You can see here we hit S1 and then took off. We took out the daily, we took out the weekly, still haven't taken out the monthly. On H4, we've been covering the pivots today. In and out of the upper wick zone, in and out of that lower wick zone. And the range on the week, 171, which was more than last week. We didn't break out of the previous week's high, but we had 49 pips below the previous week's low. High minus close at the moment, 45 for the red rats. Close minus low, 126 for the green rats. So rats should be fat and happy. For the buy zone traders, high minus open 96, open minus low 75. So those horizontal lines paid off once again. Now, why was I laughing? Because I did a bonehead move. What happened was on M30, I went long. Actually, I think I could show it better on the H4. I think it was right about, let's see, I was using a different broker. So it was right about here on this H4. On this H4 candle, I went short, and you can see it dropped. But I was looking for a big break to the downside that never happened. So I got caught, and price ran against me. And so what I started doing was, actually, to be better to show you this, probably on this chart, price ran against me, and I started shorting on these M5 candles, and then what I did was, and I kept shorting, and then I kept shorting, and then I was shorting and taking off, shorting, taking off, just 2 pipping, 1 pipping, 0.5 pipping, just getting whatever I can. I put positions on, put positions off, and I wound up, I had 3 positions. And I needed price to get down to about this 50% retrace line. It got within 2 or 3 pips, and then Walmart and Seeker, we were all on the phone, and they're all, you need to get out, you need to get out. And I didn't. I wound up, I would have been up about 40 pips for the day. I wound up 5 pips because just did a bonehead move. In fact, we'll probably talk more about it next week. But, full disclosure here. And it's just and what I had done wrong, or I had stopped shorting. What I should have done, I should have shorted on this candle, and then I could have taken out. And then when this candle opened, moved back up, I could have shorted again. And then finally on this candle, I could have shorted one more time, because we had indicator 2. It was showing me indicator 2 moves, and I failed to, let's see, that doesn't have indicator 2 on it. It's funny. I guess for some strange reason, I don't have indicator 2 on my weekly wrap up. I guess I need to put it out there. So anyway, that's what I did. That was a bonehead move on my part. Because really, when I saw it come in and then jump out of that wick zone, if anything, I should have just probably either cut that trade, or at least doubled up in the opposite direction. It would have been a nice counter. But sometimes you live and learn, sometimes you don't. Like I said, sometimes you're smart, sometimes you're stupid, and that's probably going to be the video. We'll do probably a part 1, 2, maybe part 3 on that next week. So for the month, or for the year-to-date accumulated range has not moved at all. The range by month, you can see we're still at 224, which is really not much, considering we are 3 trading weeks into the month, and we've got 2 more trading weeks. We had 4 weeks of 5 trading days, and we got 2 weeks of 4 trading days. The first and last week of August will have 4 trading days. So we got 9 more trading days after today. So I'm just wondering what's going to happen with that range. Because if you look at the ATR percent, it's really really sad, 38. So we have to wonder what's going to happen. That's just no movement, really anemic movement there. because the ATR is more than double. So maybe we'll have some big moves towards the end of the month. Let's see, close year-to-date open percentage. And so you can see we're at 5.39 and we were at 6.16. So price has definitely pulled back almost a full percentage point. So there you have it. Now, we're looking at the daily chart here. You can see we've got some huge wicks. Cross below previous mid, cross below the pivot, lower high, lower low, price cross below the daily open once again. Trading that daily open would have been really interesting today. I traded it a couple times. You can see here that where it is. Looking at the weekly chart, we're right in that upper wick zone. Yeah, price inside the upper wick zone. That previous bar was an inside bar. There was a nice break to the downside there. I wonder if I should put the state change bars on this. Distance to MA. Monthly. Lower high, lower low. Still trying to fade that pivot's just not happening, and the price is between the wick zones on the monthly. And once again, just looking at this chart, it was one heck of a move there, and there was no news. And like I said, Seeker came on and he was asking us a few things. And see, one of the things that I like to do, this is the this is my 6 o'clock bar. So a lot of times I've been waiting to just trade here on this 6 o'clock bar. No, I'm sorry. This is the 6 o'clock bar. This is the 2 o'clock bar. That's 2 a.m. my time, H4 bar. And this is 6 a.m. my time. And, you know, there's enough pips in this H4 bar, 42 pips of range, where all you have to do is be on the right side of the open and just ride the wave. And I neglected to do that today to my detriment. Funny thing is the first trade, I was short the previous, and I saw price going up, and then I just took a short and I added to the short. The first one went against me, but then came back down, and I took that second signal with indicator 2, and I popped out with a total of 15 pips. I probably should have just closed it for the day because I wound up overall giving back 10, and I think I had 47 trades for the day, so I was trading like a banshee, just crazy. But anyway, sometimes it's better to don't do what I do what I say. And I gotta laugh at myself because it's too funny. But I will probably focus on not making that mistake again anytime in the near future. And one of the things I was also doing was looking at the closes and how close we were to those or the close minus open, just to see, you know, if when they go from, you know, you see this one go green, this one go green, but these are two red, and then all of a sudden these go red. I was just taking shorts, like I said, just going, just trading what I saw, except I got blindsided, or I must have been blinded in that first one. So, fellow traders, I hope you've had a profitable week and a profitable month so far, and a profitable year for that matter. And I'm going to wish you a fun and safe weekend, as always. When you come back to trade, always remember and never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.